All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to our monthly business meeting for June 14, 2023. Call this meeting to order. Notice of this meeting has been duly advertised in compliance with the provision of the Open Public Meeting Law. Please be advised that this meeting is being audio recorded for possible later playback. Everyone, please rise for the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Hess. Here. Councilman Lankowski.
Here.
Councilman Morrissey.
Here.
Councilwoman Patton.
Here.
Councilwoman Sinnen. Here. President Randolph Sharp.
Here.
Mayor.
Here. Ladies and gentlemen, could I ask for a moment of silence for Chris Rasmussen and our Chief, Michael McCarthy, who passed away, our former chief, senior. Thank you, everyone. All right, at this time, we're going to have our council presentation. Can we have Janine come to the front? And the Deputy Chief and Captain.
So, just to speak a few words, so Janine came to us 25 years ago, about a year after I got hired. It was about a time when there was a lot of transition along the side. Even coming into that role, it's an unknown. I can tell you that our clerical staff, our administrative staff, the role that they perform in the police department remains successful. We do so much good work on the street, but we cannot do our job successfully without our administrative staff. And to walk into that role and not know what's expected, and to seamlessly walk into the job with a great job. She's always looking to go to. Anytime there was ever come to the window, always had a smile from you, and she literally makes police officers successful every day. And the joy to be around, she definitely every day got to spend time on all the offices, and it was really purpose in every office, and we got to really in this area. Thank you very much.
It doesn't even seem like I just feel like it's starting after that. And like I said, when you walk in there, you have no training or anything. You know,
All right, next up, approval of minutes for council meeting and executive session for May 10th, 2023. Entertain a motion, please.
So moved.
And a second.
Second.
Questions? Roll call.
Councilwoman Hess? Councilman Lankowski?
Yes.
Councilman Morrissey?
Yes.
Councilwoman Patton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sinnen?
Yes.
President Randolph Sharp?
Yes.
Entertain a motion for payment of bills, please.
Make a motion that the bills have been properly paid and audited, be approved for payment.
And a second, please.
Second.
Questions? Roll call.
Councilwoman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Lankowski?
Yes.
Councilman Morrissey?
Yes.
Councilwoman Patton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sinnen?
Yes.
President Randolph Sharp?
Yes.
The following reports have been filed and are available in their respective offices for review and will be included in the minutes. The tax collector's report, sewer report, and treasurer's report. Second reading, ordinance 2023-09, amend chapter 250, property maintenance. At this time, I'd like to open the meeting to the public for any questions or comments regarding ordinance 2023-09. Seeing none, close the meeting to the public and entertain a motion, please.
So moved.
And a second, please.
So moved. Make a motion that, second ordinance 2023-09, amending chapter 250, property maintenance, be adopted as read on second reading and published according to law. Sorry, but it was resolution.
It's okay. And a second, please. Roll call.
Councilwoman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Lankowski?
Yes.
Councilman Morrissey?
Yes.
Councilwoman Patton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sinnen?
Yes.
President Randolph Sharp?
Yes.
Second reading, ordinance 2023-10, non-contractual salary ordinance. At this time, I'd like to open the meeting to the public for any questions or comments regarding ordinance 2023-10. Seeing none, close the meeting to the public and entertain a motion, please.
Make a motion for second reading ordinance 2023-10, non-contractual salary ordinance be adopted on second reading and published according to law.
And a second, please.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Lankowski?
Yes.
Councilman Morrissey?
Yes.
Councilwoman Patton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sinnen?
Yes.
President Randolph Sharp?
Yes.
Second reading, ordinance 2023-11, appropriation ordinance for acquisition of capital equipment and projects. At this time, I'd like to open the meeting to the public for any questions or comments regarding ordinance 2023-11. Seeing none, close the meeting to the public and entertain a motion, please.
Make a motion that second reading ordinance 2023-12, the appropriation ordinance, appropriation ordinance for acquisition of capital equipment and projects be adopted as read on second reading and published according to law.
And a second, please.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Lankowski?
Yes.
Councilman Morrissey?
Yes.
Councilwoman Patton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sinnen?
Yes.
President Randolph Sharp?
Yes.
Second reading, ordinance 2023, appropriation ordinance for completion of sewer utility improvements. At this time, I'd like to open the meeting to the public for any questions or comments regarding ordinance 2023-12. Seeing none, close the meeting to the public and entertain a motion, please.
Second reading, ordinance 2023-12, appropriation ordinance for completion of sewer and utility improvements be adopted on second reading and published according to law.
And a second, please.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Lankowski?
Yes.
Councilman Morrissey?
Yes.
Councilwoman Patton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sinnen?
Yes.
President Randolph Sharp?
Yes.
Second reading, ordinance 2023-13, amend Chapter 238, Article 3, vacant property, and Chapter 150-49, foreclosed and vacant property registrations. At this time, I'd like to open the meeting to the public for any questions or comments regarding ordinance 2023-13. Seeing none, close the meeting to the public and entertain a motion, please.
I make a motion for second reading ordinance 2023-13, amendment of Chapter 238, Article 3, vacant properties, in Chapter 150-49, foreclosed vacant property registration, be adopted on second reading and published according to law.
And a second, please.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Lankowski?
Yes.
Councilman Morrissey?
Yes.
Councilwoman Patton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sinnen?
Yes.
President Randall Sharp?
Yes.
Second reading, ordinance 2023-14, Title 39 for Timber Creek, Chapter 345. And at this time, I'd like to open the meeting to the public for any questions or comments regarding ordinance 2023-14.
Yes, hi. My name is Sarah Velma. I live at 1201 Timber Creek Road. I have a couple questions about this. I did talk to our management at Village of Timber Creek to figure out what it even initiated this conversation. There seems to be a discrepancy between, the borough's records stating that the complex asked for this, and complex management saying, no, we asked for help with something else, and the borough told us the only way they could help is if we granted them this Title 39. So my questions are, is this going to cost Village of Timber Creek any money to have officers on our property enforcing administrative rules for complex management?
The answer is not going to cost anything. It's for enforcement of motor vehicle violations.
Okay, so it's not going to cost us anything to have police officers on our private property?
No.
Okay.
And to clarify what you were asking earlier, this was the condominium association through their management company approached us. They sent us a letter dated February 21st, 2023, where they requested that we extend Title 39 motor vehicle statutes to that property.
Right. I'm referring to the conversations prior to that, because the information I received from management was that they were given no other option than to request Title 39.
No, that's not,
okay.
In my recollection, that's not correct.
It's neither here nor there, because, as always, this ordinance is going to go through unanimously. But my second question is, based on all of the independent and even law enforcement affiliated organizations out there who have produced study after study after study that shows that things like traffic tickets, minor violations disproportionately impact people of global majority, aka marginalized communities, aka black and brown people, aka pretty much the people that live in Village of Timber Creek. So what is Lindenwold Police Department going to do to mitigate this known risk for Lindenwold residents?
I don't believe that we're familiar with any of those studies, so if you want to provide...
That's really a shame. I'm not going to provide it because it's available to you just as it's available to me. And if you want to do some research to inform yourself on the issue, it's there.
I'm having an issue here. So the condominium association is requesting this from us.
Yes.
And now she's saying that they don't want it. And yet we haven't received anything from them saying that they don't want it.
So I'll read the correspondence if you want, Mr. Mayor. It's dated
Please.
February 21st, 2023.
Actually, Mayor, I didn't say that they're saying they don't want it. What I stated was that they were left feeling that they had no other option than to request it.
They passed a resolution, their Board of Governors, on April 24th of this year, unanimously, not unanimously, I'm sorry, somebody abstained, requesting that the borough apply Title 39 motor vehicle statutes to the property at the Timber Creek Condominium Association. So they've come to us, and this is what they asked for. We agreed to it.
Okay. All right.
One more note.
Anyone else in the public?
The whole communication between the Village of Timber Creek and the borough started with the complex reaching out for your assistance with waste management. And somehow it ended up with no other resolution than the complex requesting Title 39. So that email, I'm sure that they sent you requesting it, but I'm also sure that the conversations leading up to it stonewalled them into thinking that they had no other option. And we still don't have any assistance with waste management.
Okay, any other public wishing to speak on this matter? Seeing none, close the meeting to the public and entertain a motion, please.
I make a motion for second reading of ordinance 2023-14, Title 39, Timber Creek, Chapter 345, be adopted on second reading and published according to law.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Lankowski?
Yes.
Councilman Morrissey?
Yes.
Councilwoman Patton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sinning?
Yes.
President Randolph Sharp?
Yes.
First reading, ordinance 2023-15, amend Chapter 75, add Section 6, community cats, and amend Chapter 150-7, fees. Entertain a motion, please.
Make a motion for first reading of ordinance 2023-15, amending Chapter 75 of Community Cats and amending Chapter 150-7, be adopted on first reading, published according to law, published in the Borough Hall, with the second reading being held at our next regularly scheduled meeting.
And a second, please. Roll call.
Councilwoman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Lankowski?
Yes.
Councilman Morrissey?
Yes.
Councilwoman Patton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sinning?
Yes.
President Randolph Sharp?
Yes.
Next, consent agenda. The items listed below are considered routine by the Borough of Lindenwold and will be enacted upon by one motion. There will be no formal discussions of these items. If discussion is desired, this item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. Entertain a motion for Resolution 2023-129 through 139.
I make a motion for consent agenda items 2023-129 through 139.
And a second, please.
Second.
Roll call.
Councilwoman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Lankowski?
Yes.
Councilman Morrissey?
Yes.
Councilwoman Patton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sinning?
Yes.
President Randolph Sharp?
Yes.
Next, Resolution 2023-140. Counselor.
Authorizing the appointment of Sitwell Nina Murataya to the position of Police Records Manager, retroactive to June 1st, 2023.
And a second, please.
I make a motion for...
I'm sorry. Yeah. Motion, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'll make a motion for resolution item 2023-140 for the hiring of the police records manager, CJ, AKA CJ.
And a second, please.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilwoman Hess?
Yes.
Councilman Lankowski?
Yes.
Councilman Morrissey?
Yes.
Councilwoman Patton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sinning?
Yes.
President Randolph Sharp?
Yes.
Next up, engineers report. And we have a new engineer from R&B.
Thank you, Mayor. This is Dennis McNulty. Nice to meet you all. Real briefly, I just want to point out, municipal building parking lot has been awarded. Contracts have gone out to the contractor for signatures. Preliminary design is well underway for Colonial Square Drive and Colonial Square Place, and also Bilber Avenue. My main highlight tonight, I just want to follow up with the state aids that are due, deadline for state aid applications for NJDOT, municipal aid grants, which are significant amounts of money that are available to municipalities. They're due by July 1st. This would be the last meeting in which the council would need to act on a resolution to submit.
They're done.
We just did them.
You did one?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
They're done.
For Carver Avenue? Okay.
All right, question for you while you're here.
Yeah.
Heyman Avenue. How close are we? Because the county is screaming at me.
On
Bilber.
Bilber Avenue, we're in a good phase of preliminary design right now. Should be only be about another month before we're ready for advertisement on that.
All right, well, please double check with Craig tomorrow if you can, and just make sure things are moving forward, because I don't like when the county takes back money from me. These
Absolutely.
people deserve it, so find out what they're requiring from us to get moving. Okay?
Absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Any other questions?
Any status on the traffic signal?
No update on the traffic signal. DOT they've officially had it now for about 6 months. As someone who used to design traffic signals, it is a pretty lengthy process involving the right-of-way and the utilities. I've reached out a couple of times and haven't heard back, so I'll just keep trying to,
Keep
reach
knocking on
out
the
to
door.
them. Right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
With that, I'm going to open it up to council. We'll start with Mr. Morrison, Councilman Morrison. Sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Fire Department, Fire Prevention had 25 inspections and 8 re-inspections. They still have a supply of free smoke detectors available for homeowners at no charge. These smoke detectors include a 10-year sealed battery, and you only need to call the Fire Department's office at 856-346-0935 to set up an appointment to have them come out and put it in for you. The tower ladder apparatus, during preventive maintenance procedure, they detected a problem, and so right now it's out of service. It's being due to be replaced, although the replacement probably will not be has been ordered, will probably not arrive until the end of 24 or early 25. The unit itself is 24 years old. These usually have a lifespan of about 20 years, so it's pretty much end of life. As of May 15th, and I tried to get an update, and I haven't gotten one, they're waiting to receive an estimate. Sometimes these repairs can run as much as $20,000 or $30,000, in which case they have to decide whether or not to go ahead with the repair at the expense. Also, their air packs, many of their backpack air packs are approaching the end of life. They're going to start purchasing new ones on a staggered schedule. They run over $9,000 a piece. And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Councilwoman Hess.
Thank you, Mayor. Lindenwold Public Works for May. Tons of trash collected, 797. Tons of recycling, 97.2. Resident assistance. Bulk items collected, 268. Scrap metal picked up, 90. Concrete picked up, 2. Stumps and logs, 1. Property maintenance, 1. Service calls, stoppages, 57. Main stoppages, 18. Emergency calls, 3. Markouts, 14. Pump station repairs, 38. Troubled areas jetted, 8. Pump stations vectored, 4. Service calls for Laurel Springs, 1. Stoppages, 1. Lindenwold Police for May. Total calls serviced, 1,749. Traffic accidents, 41. Community policing, 74. Traffic enforcement stops, 61. Criminal complaints issued by officers, 43. Traffic summons issued by officers, 34. Criminal complaints issued by citizens, 14. Traffic summons issued by citizens, 0. Detective Bureau investigations, 52. And that is all that I have, sir.
Thank you. Council President.
Okay, I have a few things, Mr. Mayor, thank you. But first, I'd like to read the code enforcement report. There were 97 CO inspections, 18 smoke inspections, 166 violations found, 105 violations written, 109 abatements, 3 tickets written, 5 tickets were held over Zoom court, 2 tickets court in person, 1 plea by mail, 617 yearly rental registration inspections, 55 yearly re-inspections, 3 vehicles tagged and removed, 2 illegal clothing bins that were tagged and removed, 1 trailer tagged and removed, 6 foreclosure inspections, 1 site found working without permits, 0 businesses found open that never applied for mercantile licenses. No new businesses came in for approval. 1 dumpster in the street with no approvals. 25 street opening inspections, and 26 resident communications. Couple things. Happy Flag Day. Today's June 14th, and June 14th, 1777, the U.S. flag was adopted as our flag for the United States. So happy Flag Day. Few things. I want to just talk about, we did a moment of silence for 2 people at the beginning of our meeting, and I'd just like to give a little bit more information about both of those parties. Chris Rasmussen was a 40-year plus resident in this town. He was also active in our community. He served over 20 years between our joint land use board and the library board. Chris was also the treasurer for Lindenwold Club here, an avid reader who loved the library. He also left in his wishes in lieu of flowers to donate to the Lindenwold Library. So I think that shows where his heart was. And if you knew Chris was exact. I mean, his records were impeccable. He knew where everything was. Actuary, is that what he was? Well, that explains it. He was an actuary. So Chris will be missed. He really loved the Borough of Lindenwold, and so he definitely will be missed. His presence will be missed in our community. The second person that I would like to recognize is Michael P. McCarthy, Sr. He was our long-time chief of police many years ago, and today was his service. And so I'd just like to recognize a few things about Michael P. McCarthy, Sr. On June 8th, 2023, Michael P. McCarthy, Sr. of Mullica Hill, age 77 years old, beloved husband of 52 years to Jennifer, loving father to Regina, Colleen, Michael, and there's another one, Halsey, Regina, Halsey, Colleen, and Michael, all of New Jersey, survived by grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Beloved brother of Timothy, late brother Robert, his sister Patricia, Eileen, Grover, and the late Carol. Also survived by his brother-in-laws, Charles, Grover, and sister-in-law, Shirley Weldon. Mike was a United States Navy veteran, war veteran, earning the rank of Petty Officer, 3rd class, photographic intelligence man. While in the Navy, he served in Da Nang, the Gulf of Tonkin, on the USS Constellation VAP, I don't know whether they say that, or VAP 61, aircraft carrier. He served in Australia, Guam, the Philippines, Bangkok, and Japan. Michael began his career with the Lindenwold Police Department in 1970 as a patrol officer. He spent several years as a detective and was promoted to the rank of detective sergeant. Detective sergeant, and held the rank of deputy chief for 16 years before becoming the chief of police. He retired after 40 years of dedicated service to the Department of Lindenwold. Chief McCarthy, Sr. earned a bachelor's degree in criminal justice from Glassboro State College. He was also a graduate of the FBI National Academy 160th session and the West Point Command and Leadership School. He was a member of the Fraternal Order of the Police for 40 years and the Camden County Police Chiefs Association. He also served on the executive board of the Inner County Lodge No. 9 for more than 20 years in various positions, including Lodge president. So we'd just like to thank Chief McCarthy Sr., his family, because we know that when you serve in these positions, it's just not you that are doing these positions, it's your family as well, for his service to Lindenwold, his service to this country as a veteran, and we are looking to do something to honor him later on in the fall, a fundraiser for ASL. So once we get through all of our summer things and stuff like that, we're looking to try to do a walk or run in his honor and donate money towards that cause. Also, happy Father's Day. That's coming up on Sunday. I hope all the fathers, uncles, brothers, grandpops, people who are serving in fatherly position, mentors. I hope you all have a great and blessed Father's Day. Couldn't do it without you. And then next July's meeting, I won't be here because I will be away with the Sheriff Wilson's Youth Foundation. We'll be having a fun-filled week, blowing up stuff, going to the police academy, learning about the battleship, and on the Wednesday that I should be here, I'll be in Washington, D.C. with 25 children, traipsing around D.C., looking at the museums, learning about new things, and 5 of the children are from Lindenwold, the Borough of Lindenwold. So we're very excited. This is the first time that we're doing an overnight trip with the children. A lot of these kids haven't been out of this area. So this is going to be a very exciting experience for them. So keep us, and especially me, in your prayers that we come back, we leave with 25 and we come back with 25. So, and that's it for now, Mayor. I had some other things prepared, but I wanted to share about the chief and Chris. So thank you.
You don't want to ask about that? Okay. All right.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I didn't know if you wanted to.
Dennis, I just wanted to ask you, for the one NJDOT application, it has, I believe it's supposed to be Carver and not Carter Ave.
Yeah, I believe it is Carver Avenue.
Right. Okay, I just want to make sure
Do we
because
need to change the
it has,
resolution?
the resolution's going to need to be changed because I think it must have come over with Carter instead of Carver.
Do we have to redo it? Deb, or you just change the letter? Okay.
Yeah, can I just correct?
And Linda just pointed out to me, it's ALS. I always turn the letters around for that. It's ALS that we'll be doing the walk for.
Councilman Lewandowski.
Yes, I'd like to congratulate Rich, Linda, and Jeremy on their votes. I know nothing has been finalized yet. Also, this year we had a good year at the high school. We had 9 students who made first team all-conference. That's really good for our school. Also, the Board of Education accepted the 2024 ESSA Award. That stands for Every Student Succeeds Act, and the amount of $2,134,293. That's separated into different categories. Title I's $1,712,048. Title IIA is $175,426. Title III is $158,421, and Title IV is $88,398. Also this year, as an extra bonus, we also got, for school number 4 in the ESSA award, we got $111,500, and in school 5, we got $100,900. That's very important because this is tax this is money that we get that doesn't have to affect us with our tax dollars. So it's a really good thing for us. Also, the high school students are graduating June 21st. It's from 6:30 to 8:30. Yeah, this isn't open to the public, but if you know somebody and you want to go to it, that's a good thing. Okay. All right. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Councilwoman Patton.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
I just want
to share some of the events that are going around town this month. Not all of them are Public Events Committee related. June 15th, tomorrow, is the Juneteenth program at Lindenwold High School from 5 to 7. June 17th, Miss Jacqueline Dixon asked me to share that from 9 to 11 at the Bangor Avenue Fire Hall, she's going to be having a fundraiser for her Veterans Center. June 24th and 25th is the Camden County Fair at 508 Lakeland Road at the Lakeland Complex in Gloucester Township. And finally, our first movie of public events will be on Friday, June 30th. So please come out and join us. Thank you. That's it today.
Councilwoman Simmons, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Okay, for seniors, just for seniors after hours ceramic class, they have a new piece for this summer. Suggested donations for 1 item is $12, for 2 items is $20. If you cannot make a donation, they're not going to turn you away. Seats are limited. If you're interested in this, you have to register online. Classes did start June 12th, but it's not too late. You still have time to sign up and complete your piece. You must be 60 or older, live in Camden County, and if you have any questions, there's a contact on the flyer. I have flyers with me if anybody would like one. And for the health department, last week I saw a story on Channel 6 News about clinging jellyfish, and I've never heard of clinging jellyfish, so I thought I'd share it with everybody, and I looked up some information. So these jellyfish are not in the ocean. They're in the back bays. They've been found in Stone Harbor and several towns down at the shore area. So they live in grassy beds and algae. They're found in shallow water. They're very transparent with a reddish, orange, or yellow cross in the center of their backs. They're small. They're about the size of a quarter, so you probably will not even notice them in the water. If you get stung, you will be going to the hospital because it's very painful. So if you get stung with a regular jellyfish, you feel that pain right away. With this, you do not feel the pain for about 4 or 5 hours, and once you start feeling it, it's like Charlie horses and bad muscle spasms throughout your entire body. So a man in Connecticut was swimming in this bay up there, and he thought he had chest pains, and he's thinking he had a heart attack. They take him to the hospital, and it ends up he didn't have a heart attack, that he was stung by one of these jellyfish. These jellyfish are here about mid-May to early August. I do have a flyer of information I printed, and that's from the Department of Environmental Protection. It will tell you what to do if you got stung and other information, but it doesn't sound good to get stung by them, everything else I've read. And then I have some stuff to say about scams that are happening. They're happening more and more. So there's a virtual kidnap scam where they basically call your family member and say you're captive, and, they want ransom money to get you back to your family. They'll have someone in the background screaming, thinking it's your family member, and it's not your family member, where one story I read that a mother was on the phone with them, and the daughter goes, well, no, it's not my sister, call her. They called the sister, and it wasn't her, but they hack in. So the FBI says that what they're doing is they're getting your cell phone contact list, and they're using a phone disguise technology, so it appears that they're calling from a phone number not a scam number. Then I was also looking on Verizon, and they have information about this caller ID spoofing, and that's when scammers are calling you from a number that comes up. It actually might say your daughter's name, a friend's name, somebody's name, but it's really not that person. And their intent is to defraud you, cause harm, scam, and try to get you give the information that you shouldn't be giving over the phone. So there was more information on there with them. But then they were saying also that these people will take videos online of your voice. And then they have this other software that will clone your voice. And they'll use the caller ID spoof, so you think that a family or friend's calling. It's not coming up scam. It's coming with a voice that that you think is saying things that you're not saying. So people really need to start thinking, before they give out any information. If you get any phone call, you owe money, or always ask them to send a letter or anything like that. As some of you know, my mother has been scammed last year, and when I saw this story about the voice thing, I called her up, and my fiance and I have a code word with her. If someone calls you up and says they're one of us, if you don't hear that code word, it's not us. Call us and we'll let you know. But don't ask them for the code word, because they could just say anything and think they know it, but they don't. But I think it's kind of good for families to start thinking how to protect our parents and maybe have a little thing set up that maybe they won't get scammed. So it's that's just something to think about. And that's all I have, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. I apologize, but what Odessa had said about the fire hall, it's not the fire hall, it's the FOP hall. It's on Bangor Avenue. I just wanted to clarify it, and I got tongue-tied between Councilman Sinnin at the time. Sorry. Anyway, I don't have anything at this time, so at this time we'll open the meeting to the public for any questions or comments. Remember to keep your what are we, 15 minutes? 5 minutes. I'm sorry. Remember to keep it to 5 minutes, please. You're going to have to be a timekeeper.
Diane Viteri, 637 Fifth Avenue. Mayor, I saw the the ordinance for the first reading for the, you're calling it CCP instead of TNR. What, do you have any information? Because when I read through it, it's not saying where you would take the animal and who pays for it. Because when it's a TNR program, you're with somebody and they get grants to pay for that. So if people are doing it on their own like I do, you have to pay out of your own pocket. And Lindenwold, there's not a lot of people that make decent money. So if they're going to do this, how are they paying for that? And where are they bringing it?
We followed the ordinance of Pine Hill, I believe it was, Counselor.
Yes, that's correct.
And at the present time, if we were going to change that in any way, we'd have to wait until the beginning of the year so we could budget for it.
Right.
But at the present time, there's no funds budgeted for
Right,
this.
so that everyone has to do it on their own.
For now, yeah.
Right now. So then my other thing was, it's saying about, you know, if your neighbors call because it's a nuisance or whatever. So I know with me, my neighbors call whether it's a nuisance or not. So I've been doing this for years on my own. And I have my own, the cats, they're all ear tipped. I just did another one last week. She was pregnant. The babies were adopted. I got her, and she's fixed. So my neighbors can say whatever they want. And is animal control just going to believe what they say? Because they don't leave my property. Like, I don't want to be getting fines now just because my neighbors don't like me.
I would imagine that animal control should be required to at least investigate before they...
Right, and they've been to my house numerous times.
Citations or violations, so they can't just get somebody's word for it on a phone call and mail you a citation. They would have to actually go out there and...
Well, they do. Like I said, they've been to I can't tell you how many times they've been, because my neighbors call all the time, and they can't find anything. You won't even see anything outside.
It's not considered a nuisance under...
Exactly, but what I'm saying is, but my neighbors will just continue to call, because they don't like me. That's all I'm trying to say.
Okay.
I don't want to have to deal with that.
Okay. Anyone else in the public wishing to speak, please come to the microphone, state your name and address for the record, and please keep it to 5 minutes.
Nancy Way, 33 West Maple Ave, Lindenwold. It was brought to my attention that someone was here and put a complaint in against us for running a business out of our home. We have a mercantile license. 29 years we've been there, never had a problem with anybody. Apparently they said that the Pepsi truck comes every day. Not true. It came once a week. Candyman came twice a month. Never blocked anyone's driveway. I do not have a pole barn in my backyard. But anyway, the reason the person put the complaint in is because they wanted us to sign a petition against another neighbor, and we said no. So I just want to make the record clear that that is not what happened. I don't have that. We have recently sold the business. It took 6 months, but we did do it. But for 29 years, we never had a complaint. So I just wanted the record to be clear.
Thank you very much. Anyone else in the public wishing to speak?
Hi. My name is Linda Berger. I live at 616 Newton Avenue in Oakland. I'm here taking care of my mother, who lives at 800 Cottage Avenue in Lindenwold. The reason I'm here is I'm concerned over construction that's going on at the house next to us on the hill. So we're at the bottom of the slope, they're up top. Concrete pads put in the process of putting a driveway in. It's a very small backyard. Oh, I did. 810 Cottage Avenue. I've been speaking to the construction office a couple different occasions. There's been some unusual things that have been going on there, and I know they've been taking care of it. Now, when I did last time I spoke to the construction office, they said they had a permit for both the concrete pads, which each one has a kennel for dogs. So that's right next to my mother's property line on the slope. Now they're putting in, like I said, driveway. Apparently they have a permit for that too, but I have concerns for runoff onto the property, and I was wondering if that was taken in, all that was taken into account when this was done, because I don't know what the code is for an impermeable surface, but it's taking up a lot of their backyard since it's very small. They have 2 sheds, the 2 dog pads, and now they're putting in the driveway. So I didn't know what I'm coming to you for what can be done about this.
You wrote down your phone number?
I will.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, I'll get back to you. I want to check into this tomorrow, but believe it or not, all of that stuff has to be approved prior to them doing any work at all. And
Right.
if they got a permit to do it, it was reviewed and it is within code.
I understand that,
We
but...
have a very good code official, construction official who inspects all of these things.
Mhm.
So I will check into it tomorrow just to be sure. I will also go out and take a look.
Okay.
I'll get a hold of Craig.
There have been several
What would he
other
know?
issues that are going on there. That's why I'm just making sure. There's construction vehicles sitting there. Some have tags, some have Pennsylvania tags. Some of them have, and for instance, 1 or 2 of them don't have any tags on them at all.
No.
So there's a lot of
If
Things
they're
going
on the
on.
property,
Excuse me?
are they on the property or on the street?
On the street,
If they're on the street, notify the police department. They will come out and
the police.
tag them. They're
Okay,
not licensed. Am I correct, sir?
okay. Thank you.
Anyone else from the public wishing to speak? Seeing none, close the meeting to the public and entertain a motion for adjournment, please.
So moved.
And a second, please.
Second.
All in favor? Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Let me